I'm off to Montreal. Gonna go see an old friend. They're a musician. A musician with a new album. First album. Very exciting. Much to discuss.
No, I want to put it inside.
It has to go inside. Where are you headed to?
Montreal.
Montreal? Right. Where are you headed to? Thank you.
Everybody wants to rule the world. Am is a musician based in Montreal, someone I've known for most of my life. I went out to visit and stayed on M's couch, and we had a conversation about their process and debut album.
I was like recording myself while I was biking and then getting off the bike and walking into the observatory platform. The like loud harshness of the wind and the spokes and the fast moving to like, we've reached the spot, now we stop, and now it breathes, and now the birds come rushing in slowly.
M incorporated field recordings beautifully on the new album for my stance.
What did you say? Sorry, say the first part.
M incorporated field recordings beautifully on this album. M holds a lot closely in a way. Obviously, we have had many conversations and expressed ourselves, but I think I'm always acutely aware that the sounds that show their deepest truths are not words, and it was in the music. I don't know. I felt like I came to a new understanding of you through that. It's like we're literally in your ears.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a POV album in some ways.
It is. It's a very expressing how painful expressing is kind of, I don't know what most of the album is about, because it's like I'm too scared to express maybe some of the like real truths, so all I can express right now at this point is the fear of expressing. And so like the final field recording I got, I was just sort of, I think I reached a point, I finished all the songs on the album, and I'm like, I want something else. I want some glue. It's just that the album ends right when you're about to start actually talking about it. So I kind of feel like I'm talking about nothing.
Yeah.
On the whole album.
But you talk about a lot.
I know. I think that feeling is something.
Yeah.
And it's a very intense thing that I experience.
Are you kind of teeing this up then? Like, next album is going to be the real conversation?
I don't think so. I think... I don't know. Words have been hard lately. Now I'm working on this, like, ambient piece using some more field recordings. I don't even know what it's about. It's just nice sounds that I like. I think I've been drawn to ambient music for a long time. I love music that is very quiet. I love the band Talk Talk, and I think they use just like deep quiet in a way that I don't hear very often, where like an instrument is so far in the background or just sounds like it's like 100 meters away. There's so much silence around the instrument in the space that you can hear all the tiny little details of like the breathing and the finger sliding across the string, or like moving to hold the neck of the guitar a little differently, or just all the little like textures of what the person is doing on the instrument. So I was trying to get a bit of that. Or like when you're playing so softly that just like the air in the room is so much more present in the sound of it. I was thinking a lot about the music that I listen to while falling asleep. There's a lot of albums by this guy, Masakatsu Takagi. His Marginalia series is just like ambient kind of piano sketches. Mm-hmm. And those often have field recordings in the background. I want to, pay homage to this kind of listening experience that feels very special and kind of safe and comforting, and has been just like a source of, I guess, like warmth in my life for the last few years. And I want to, take a crack at doing a version of that. But then it kind of evolved into something a little weirder, and I find more sounds, and I'm like, let's put some of that in there. There's this one sound I've been really loving recently that my friend Brian Lee, he played piano on my record, but he showed me this technique on piano. You press down on all the keys, and then you press the middle pedal and you release. And then if you play keys that you were not part of it, you get sort of sympathetic vibrations from the strings that are being sustained open. It's not like full echo sustain on like the right pedal of the piano, but you get just this kind of this reverb that builds up the more notes you play, and it becomes this just angelic, very heavenly kind of sound that just swells the more you play.
I think Commute might be my favorite song on the new album.
Learning how to improvise better, how to try and use instruments as an extension of my voice, and try to like bring the playing of those instruments as close to like my voice as possible, to feel like it's always just you're singing, and there are no gaps between like your muscles and the thing you're using to make the sound. And I think for a lot of like the vocal components in that, I was thinking a lot about all the ideas around like free expression.
That might be my favorite song you've made, and a large part of that is the vocal flourishes like that. Oh, oh. Like that. It's just so charming.
I was listening to a lot of Juana Molina, and she does a lot of like vocalizing without words in her songs in a way that like I really vibed with. Just like in my own personal life, I just do a lot of kind of like vocal stems and just like different melodies and like syllables. was still like very awkward of just, it felt very silly a lot of the time.
That's so funny because in a way it's like, I don't know if the word is like cool, but it felt like if we're talking about you communicating non-verbally was pretty like the full vision of that.
I guess that song is sort of like the thesis of the album of like, this is just me in song without like what I'm saying, just through like the feeling of the sounds. This was like when I was starting to do work on Slippery When Wet, I was figuring out the guitar part. With this demo, I'm doing like down, up, so do 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 do. So it can you can do 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 do. Like the hand can just sort of like flick backwards and like get the pattern faster. In the album recording, I went it to down, down, up, down. So it's like you have to do a little retake with the hand before the second downstroke. It's less frantic and energetic, but the kind of, because it's more downstrokes, it feels heavier and oppressive, and I think that suited the character better. I'm spinning out, feet won't touch the... I was debating maybe playing it live, but it feels very naked. Like, of all the songs on the album, it feels like the most raw and exposing. Touch nothing at all.
I like the idea of you people changing the songs.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that already with some. Like the first song I wrote was called Moving, and that's been out for a little while. I think I was still like figuring out my singing voice and like my speaking voice, I guess, in a lot of ways. I sang it incredibly breathy, and like in a lot of the recordings of that, I sound like I'm like barely whispering, like when I listen to like how it sounded when I was first working on it, and I do not recognize that voice anymore. It's weird, and it was like 4.5 years ago. But whose voice is this? I wish to pull it out from my throat. I don't think it's mine anymore. Carving out a hole. That song feels a lot freer now than when I was writing it. And I feel like I can have more fun with it and like, I don't know, find like different dynamic ranges in it and like play around with it more than I used to. It was like a very rigid, kind of stiff song when I wrote it, and it feels like it's just, I don't know, the muscles have been relaxing the more I come back to it over the years. Fragments of song ideas or like guitar parts that I think are cool and just come up with in the moment and then haven't returned to yet or plan to return to later and then never get around to. And there's some from like 4 years ago, and I feel bad, like I just sort of...
You abandoned them.
I feel a little bit like I've abandoned them. But I think a lot of art that we make is like going to exist in various states, and there's a lot of things that are just sort of sketches that don't go anywhere and are just, get crumpled up. This is more like a bass line kind of riff. It's like all quarter notes, but it's like 5 and then 6. So it's like 11 beats for the whole riff. this would be fun to do something with a band and like jam out with other people. I like the chords. I need to like, this part is, but I don't remember. Sometimes I remember to like tell myself what the tuning is and like how I'm, oh, there we go. Then up to 5066. The thing I agonize over the most is how long to hold a chord for, and I get so indecisive, and I end up having weird, just like crooked, asymmetrical phrases, because I just get very picky about like, I need to hold them all for different lengths, I need to like keep it varied. It'll get too samey if they're all like for 2 bars. But sometimes I let myself let go of that and good things come of it. But sometimes the nitpicking leads to interesting things.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to write into the show, donovanesquepod@gmail.com. Thank you to Em for being so open about your process and sharing these sounds and visions with us. And to all the listeners at home or on the train or on a walk or wherever you happen to be, I hope you found it inspiring to your own crafts, whatever they may be. Em's debut album is called Time Anymore, and it's available on Bandcamp and the streaming platforms.
I'll leave you. Oh, sure, we'll leave you with a song.
We'll leave you with a song.
Do you want to do the song now?
Yeah,
sure.
If you want to.
Let's do it
you feel
now.
like you want to?
I feel like I want to.
What's this one? What is this?
This one is called When You Arrive. I wrote it this summer, and it feels more like about other people than the other ones have been.
Live on Donovanesque, this is M.
Smiling eyes and ever frozen mouth. When you return, I'll be so shaken up, watching you drain the nettle from your cup. The curve of your jaw I hardly recognize. How dare you let us think that you have